Yep, and we're up. Audio's up too, by the way. How did sneakers go last night?
Oh, very well. It was a blast. Everyone enjoyed it. Yeah, everyone enjoyed it.
Good. It's a good movie.
It is. It's a classic. I mean, it's. I'm tempted to own it because I mean, none of the streaming services really let you rewatch it. So I'm tempted to buy it on YouTube or something.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm like that too. I got some movies that I just bought just because I want to have them.
Oh, we could talk about during your intro. Hi, everybody. Oh, let me make this so I can see the chat. We copied the Discord link.
Let me see. Good to hear. Let's hope your execution matches your enthusiasm. I got your feeling.
Oh shoot, Griffin!
What?
In the tweet you have player haters.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Oh man, gotta get rid of that.
Yeah, I was about to copy it.
Nope, give me a second. All right, new tweet just went out.
All right, I got it. Yep.
Thanks for letting me know. That's what happens
No
when you
problem.
copy and
I saw it,
paste
I
by
was like-
accident.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're in a rush, right?
No. Remember, I have all that preset from a week ahead of time.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what happens when you copy and paste. I set those up like 2 weeks ago. I completely forgot to pull the player part.
Your banter is terrible.
I pasted it everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't tweet myself. Shoot.
Well, you know, no, I'm not gonna say that.
Greetings, and welcome back to Soul Voices. I am GriffinGamingRPG, and I'm back with my compadre, my good friend, the man himself, fastcart FC. How are you, FC?
I'm doing well, thank you. Well, I lost my voice for a second. I'm doing well, thank you. I told you I'm not a morning person. This is how we start out.
Well, this is Fastcart's premiere episode. We premiered the show last week, but this is his premiere this week. He's joining me this week, and
Merchant Man was on last week, but this is my first week on.
Yeah, that was Merchant Man. Yeah. So we're gonna have a great time today. Hopefully, we got some good questions and good conversation that we want to share with you guys, and hopefully, you guys will be able to join us. Yes, Duke.
Perfect. How are you doing?
Well, hang on a second. I want to acknowledge Duke Nuklem. Duke says, "Wait, Soul Citizens are streaming, and it's not 3 a.m. for me. Good times." Yes, Duke.
Yeah.
Actually, we talked about this last week. One of the reasons why we did this show is because we had quite a few of our viewers who were excited about us being able to be on at a reasonable time, because we know when we come on for folks over in the UK and Germany and Australia, it is you can't interact with us. You can always watch our replays, but we wanted to give you guys an opportunity to be able to interact with us. So thanks for joining us, Duke. We're glad you're here. Yeah, we're here. You got to make Fastcart get out of bed early, but he did it for you, okay? Just so you'll know. Hey, Gigi.
I love the community so much.
Yeah, Gigi's out there. Big Black Gaming's out there. Pops, Therum's out there. Adam is out there. All the cool people are here today. Lightstep. Hey, what's going on, Lightstep?
And Shimpasta.
Same for you, Shimpasta. Yeah. Hey, so we're getting all of the folks on the other side of the globe who don't have to. They can join us today, which is great.
But how are you, Griffin?
I'm doing okay. This week was a okay week. Things were a little bit easier this week than they were last week because we had a lot going on. But I got a busy day today.
Plus, you set up a bit of a routine now almost. It's only the second week, but yeah. I'm trying to feel it out too. Just to kind of see, just to make sure it's not too much, because you know how I am about us doing too much. So I think that the gap every other day at the end of the week seems okay. I don't feel like I'm too pushed. Even though last night, unfortunately, I didn't get to hang out with you guys last night because I was preparing for tonight's show. And by the way, last night some of the guys got together and watched a movie last night. You said you guys had a good time, right? Yeah, we watched Sneakers, which is like from '91, and it's an old school spy thriller that uses technology, and we had a bit of a laugh at how analog things used to be and how things changed.
Yeah,
and it was like people used to have to remember phone numbers in their head and use a Rolodex.
Yeah,
you didn't have a phone back then.
Yep, absolutely.
You had to use the yellow pages. Remember how in school they taught you how to use the yellow pages?
Well, they didn't teach me in school. I had to learn that at home. I don't know. You went to a good school. I didn't learn that. But yeah, we got to watch that. The week before that, we watched War Games, and we're just kind of doing this kind of throwback to some of those movies that really inspired us. As far as computers and all that stuff.
Yeah, we may watch the Net or Hackers Net, one or the other.
Okay.
Or if we watch one, we'll watch the other one next time.
Big Black Gaming, thank you so much for that $50. Oh, wow. Thank you for kicking us off in such an awesome way. And by the way, you can see Super Chat is running. Yes, I finally realized that there was a button I hadn't pushed. I was trying to figure out last week why Super Chat wasn't working. So for those of you who are members of our channel, you guys are able to use Super Chat, and you get to say something in big bold colors like Big Black Gaming just did in Super Chat.
And you got to give a warning about the subscription, because that's popping up. It's still going from last week.
It's still
right?
going. Yeah, guys, just so you'll know, it's not that we're getting people subscribing every 10 seconds, but since this is the first week we've had this, we have over like 1,000 people that are on our channel. And so the program is actually cycling through each person from the very beginning until it gets through all 1,000. So just so you'll know, that's what it is. We don't want you to think we're making you think that people are just signing up like crazy, but just so you know, that's what's going on. By the way, somebody else said something in here I wanted to acknowledge. It was, it was Duke Nukem. Duke, I don't want to break your heart. But the tweet that went out, if you saw the tweet earlier, it said that today the player haters would be here. They're not here this week. They're only featured guests every once in a while. and there's quite a few of them, by the way. So they're not here this week, so you have to just be with me and Fastcart this week, okay? But the player haters will be back, and I hope you guys enjoyed them. They definitely told us to send all their hate to each one of you for watching last week, for those of you who got a chance to check them out. But seems like folks had a good time with them.
And just like you said that, we lost half our viewers. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, really. Okay. Let's see. ODZ, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Let's jump into it, FC, because we do have some interesting things we want to talk about. As you guys know, in case this is your first time here, we are doing a different variation of our talk shows. You know, Sunday is kind of like our show where you guys get to hear us chat and talk about things as far as a team of backers. And then on Thursdays, we kind of have this like group roundtable discussion where people can come and join us and sit in Discord with us and hear everybody's opinions and thoughts. And the Saturday show is a little bit different. It's much more of a one-on-one conversation that you can have with us. So you get to come into Discord and talk with us. And if you have some thoughts about the topic that we're talking about, you get that opportunity to do that. And we can kind of bounce things back and forth with you a little bit. And then we'll move on to the next person. So we pull most of our information from either Spectrum, Reddit, the gaming industry, or maybe just something that we come up with to talk about. So it's a little bit different. Yeah, Nomad, hate. We'll let them know that you said so, because they definitely hate you. But we'll pass that on. We'll pass that on. So let's go ahead and jump in here a little bit with some of this. I got a couple messages here. Let me make sure nobody's trying to tell me anything drastic. Okay, that's just a message from there. And yes, dog.
Yeah, while he's doing that, how's everybody doing?
Okie dokie. Everybody's doing okay, I hope. Okay. All right, let me jump back into my stuff here with you.
Everybody doing hate.
Yeah, okay. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into what our first question is for this week, because we do have some cool things to talk to you guys about. This question was pulled from Spectrum. Actually, it was a statement, a request from one of the backers of Star Citizen. So we're going to read this question off to you, and then we're going to kind of get you guys feedback on this, okay? Let me get this up. All right, here was the question. Back in 3.10, well, let me read you the title of the post. It was, I know it's alpha, but. Okay, that's the title. I know it's alpha, but. It said, back in 3.10, I was cargo hauling, but cargo losses were high between bugs and attackers, and eventually I moved away from it. So I started being a bounty hunter. That was fun, but the people with CS didn't like the god markers. Without the god markers, it became camp out near Grimhex and wait and hope, because you'd be 15 minutes out of date on everything, combined with them combat logging and the loss of interest. And then I lost interest. So PvE bounty hunting, now we're around 315, but then those started not spawning in, or the markers not moving. That's fixed now. And they added that Atmo that had no QT markers, also fixed now. So I left that. So I moved to bunker missions. But in the last 2 days, I'm 0 and 6 between NPCs not spawning and double elevators preventing going down. Not to mention that on the missions, the security there, they do little but get in the way to get shot. So the question was, the statement was, if we could keep things that did working, I'd really appreciate it. So FC, I'm going to present this post to you and get your thoughts. And then of course, if anyone in chat wants to join us, there's a link that brings you to our Discord. You guys can click on that link and be in the queue, and we'll bring you in and get your thoughts on this. FC, the statement is, I know it's an alpha, but if we could keep things that did working, I'd really appreciate it. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm right there with them, because I miss my hangar module, man. I miss having a place to put my flares and stuff. Like, every patch, I would redo my flares, and that would be my 2 hours for that patch. So I'm right there with. No, I'm kidding. I'm messing with you. I know it's an alpha, but if you could keep the things that did work, I really appreciate it. Yeah, but they're constantly adding things, and when you add new code, something else is bound to break. That's how the development works and coding works in general. Yeah. I mean, it would be nice, but this is not something they will polish when they're about to launch, and that's when they'll get all the hooks and panties and everything sorted out. But for now, they just have to. They're trying to get all the features that they want into the game.
Okay.
And then once it's about to go gold or go live, then they'll do everything with a polish.
Okay.
So it'll be a while before I get my hang module back. It'll be a while before other stuff that you may like up to par to how you like it. But yeah, I mean, do you want shiny new ships that do you want salvaging? Do you want mining? Do you want all the other features that they try to put in the game, or do you want the game to stay as it is right now?
Interesting point. Give a shout out to Spitfire. Spitfire, welcome to the Soul Citizens family on YouTube with becoming a soulmate. We appreciate that. Thank you. Let me throw a question at you here. Is this statement an oxymoron? I know it's alpha, but if we keep things the way they are working, is that, I mean,
yeah.
Does this player not know but I guess my question is, does this player not know or understand what an alpha really is, that they would say that? Because to me, it's kind of like, if you know what a game is in alpha, you kind of know that things are going to, from time to time, be broken. And they may be things that worked well, and things that get worse. So is that maybe the problem, that sometimes because players have gotten used to these terms of beta and early access, and alpha just kind of got thrown in. And do they really maybe have a clear definition of what it means for a game to be alpha?
I mean, if you look at the first comment by Rockshop, it says the alpha, it's the alpha excuse. It's kind of left the table several years ago in the longest development in high budget game. Anyone who refuses to accept that, drink the Kool-Aid. I mean, this is what if Cyberpunk had the open development that Star Citizen had, they will be complaining about that too before release. Other than how the game came out, obviously, but yeah, I think people don't understand. I think people are conflating early access beta with alpha. And like I said, not made the statement before. People may think Star Citizen Alpha is just the complete title of the game and not the state of development. They may think it's like Alpha Trion or Alpha Strike. They're not thinking about the state of the game. So I think that confuses some people. But yeah, if it was our Star Citizen beta, maybe then they could keep things working, and it'd be more the same with different passes. Because by then they'll be polishing, hopefully. But they're still adding to the game. Not all the assets are in the game yet. So when they add new assets, sometimes things will break.
Okay. Let's get a couple of people in. We've got some folks that are waiting in the queue to come in. We're going to bring in Pops in Space. He was the first person last week. He was also the winner of a I can't think of what that thing is called, the Mr. So-and-so's alcoholic bar thing.
Yeah, I just called it a bar, the bar flair. That helps.
Yeah, he was the winner because he was the first person to take the deep dive and jump in with us last week and for our first show. So, Pops, how the heck are you, man?
I'm great. Great.
Good. Glad to have you again.
Yeah, glad to be here.
So give us your thoughts on this comment that the person posted on Spectrum.
Well, I'm going to feed off of one of our good friends, Gomab, and I think a lot of we go into the game. It's a great game. The game looks great, and we want to do things. We want to go in, and our focus sometimes is we want to go in. We want to make money. Jumptown worked. For me, 99% it was fantastic, but we have to remember, as Gomab would say, we are game testers first of all, and that rings very true. Everything that FC said, everything, it was correctly right on point, but we are game testing. We're not just playing the game, and sometimes that's hard to forget because the game looks great. You want to go do things, you want to hang out with your friends, you want to have that adventure, but we are testing.
I'm going to push back. I'm going to push back a little bit on what Hop is saying. I just say so. Someone who just clicked on the acknowledge button and didn't read what the state of the game is, or the TOS and stuff like that. They're just trying to play a game for free, and they're not testing really testing anything. They just want to have a good time with a game that that they're not very popular, but has a certain amount of notoriety, and they just want to go in and have fun. They're not here for testing.
Can I throw in something here?
Even though they click on that agreement thing, they're not here for that.
Well, let me throw in something to both of you guys. The idea of testing is not something that is required or mandatory by any means, right? Once you donate, you're donating to support the development. And one of the, I hate to almost use this word, one of the quote unquote benefits is being able to see a game that's in development, play it, and if you choose to, right, play it to the level where you actually do, submit tickets and test and talk about bugs and things like that. It's not mandatory that you do that. And this is actually going to lead to a question later on, Pops, that the next question after this rather. But my thing is, I've heard some people say this statement that I'm not here to test a game. I'm not getting paid to test a game, because they think that, which they do. CIG has QT people, quality people, right? That do testing, and they're getting paid a salary. Exactly. But I've heard people say, well, listen, they're not paying me to test this guy. I'm not getting paid. So I just want to kind of emphasize this fact that even though testing is there, it's not mandatory. It's obligatory. It's if you want to do it. But to your point, Pops, that is another dynamic, right? About people understanding what our role can be to help make the game that we want, right? Oh, you can be. You don't have to, but you could be involved at that level, right?
Yeah, I think a good balance. You come in, it is frustrating. The bugs that happen, those things that make you, we get to see things that are new. The river tech is, I think you've got different levels of testing. You've got Evocati. Those people go in, they experience a level of bugs that others don't. You have ETU wave 1, 2. We experience those levels of things. Then you have the regular live version, which is a lot more stable, and it has been great. I would say to those people, wait for the live version to come out. It's still going to have bugs in it, still alpha. But that's my best advice on that. But you, like I said, the Evocati people, they deal with a level of bugs that's yes.
Yeah, I heard about them.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Griffin, and now I'm going to put back a little bit on you. This is generally what you say is true. People donate to fund the project, but I mean, there are quite a few people who don't, like Free Fly, and people who have friends who give them packages so that they can come to the game and play with them. I mean, I don't know what percentages of those are play the game, especially Free Fly, because after Free Fly's over, you do have to put some money in or get a package.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's the only pushback to you is that this is on Spectrum, which means it's somebody who's a backer who's talking this talk. So it's got to be somebody who is, and he's mentioned he's been in this since 310. So unless he's been free flying since 310.
Yeah, I don't
you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's been around. But to your point,
right.
I get what you're saying, though. Yeah, there are those people, like you said earlier, who come into the game just because their friend told them about it or they heard about the Free Fly. So their expectation could be in a completely different space than that quote unquote person who's been around for a little bit. When I mentioned about the people who said that I'm not getting paid to test, these are people I'm talking about that have been around a long time. One of them, in particular, which I'm surprised when that came out of their mouth. I was like, oh, really? I'm not here to test. I'm not here to test. I'm here to play. I'm like, oh, okay.
Can I mention one more
You're
thing?
the wrong place then. Go ahead. Go ahead, Pop.
If I can mention one more thing, and Griff put hit the hammer right to the nail.
Right.
A lot of people confuse what I come in and bought a ship with early access. This is not early access.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and they think they bought a ship, so I'm playing the game in the early access and the game should be working. That's not what this is. This is testing. This is the testing phase, collecting data, balancing all of those things. So many things. And you have to have the right group of people around you to we have to all kind of support each other and bringing that to the forefront.
Okay. Good point.
And I think part of the fault is the industry, because they're the ones who put out particularly Steam. They're the ones who put out early access and that stuff. So that people think, even though it's not on Steam, people still equivalent this game with early access, and that's I mean that. It's on the industry and it's on the person who's not doing the research.
Yeah,
but
okay.
That's true.
Well, thanks, Pops. That was great. Thanks for sharing that with us. And like I said, there's a follow up to this is going to come back later, so just gotta be ready for it. Okay.
All right.
I'll
be ready.
All right. Thanks, Pops. All right. Let me throw this at you. ODZ said something, and Odie, you're absolutely right, and I need to kind of clarify. Odie said, Griff, you are testing whether or not you put in tickets, though. Just logging on and testing as you add to the metrics that they can use for various troubleshooting and load tests, etc. And you are 100% right. And for people who say that they're not getting paid, it's kind of silly. Playtesting in alpha is a perk that comes with backing and is not mandatory. Okay, so Odie, you are 200% right on that. Just coming into the game does allow for data, metrics, analytics to come into the folks at CIG. And I guess the focus that I'm dealing with is not the people who unconsciously do it as much as the people who consciously make that statement about, I'm not here to test, you know, and that would include the person that would require you to, when you see something wrong in the game, that you actually go and write a ticket up for it. You know, you go, or you bug, you know, right, do video and take a picture and a screenshot and do all that. I think I'm kind of focusing more on that group because I don't want to nullify the fact that everybody in the game is some form contributing to testing. But I think there can be also a more proactive way of looking at it too, which is actually going to lead into our next question. I'm going to let FC respond, and then I'm going to go to our next question. By the way, FC, just so you'll know, I saw that we're posting the links there for joining our Discord. I don't want to use that one here. I want to use the one that's in the YouTube chat, because that's the one that puts them into the queue. The other one gets them to join the Discord. So yeah, if you look in the YouTube, you know, the YouTube description.
Oh, okay.
You want to use that one. Use that one instead, because that way that'll go to the queue, and then I'll know that they want to come on to the show. Thanks, buddy. You were going to say something. What were your thoughts, Fastcart?
Yeah, good thing I wrote it down. Otherwise, I would have forgotten. I think a lot of the problem is it's not a generational thing or anything. I just think it's more of a this is the age in which we live in. Instant gratification. Everyone wants it. Everyone, we're so used to it. Everyone wants what they think they're promised now, and they're not willing to wait. So I think that's part of the problem.
Wow, that enters into a whole nother question about how long do you wait, right? I mean, that's a whole nother conversation that we can get into.
It's been 10 years.
I know. Let's bring we've got Spitfire. We're going to bring him down and see what he has to say about this. Spitfire, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How about you guys?
Welcome to the show. You got any thoughts?
Yeah, on this, okay. In the subject of keeping things working, okay, if you run in the assumption that everything that is out right now is the way it's going to be finally, you're going to be sorely mistaken, okay? And everything in this game right now is subject to change until the day that CIG or Chris Roberts says, this is done. This is the way it's going to be forever unless something game-changing comes along, okay? And two, I am in the assumption in this game, and I backed with this assumption, okay, that there are going to be some things in this game when it comes out that I'm not going to like, okay? Like, I'm just going to throw something out there. It's probably not going to be in the game, but if my shields are down and there's a round that's armor piercing, I could be standing in the wrong spot. That round could come through the hole, smack me, kill me, dead, go out the other side of the ship. Okay? That's just part of the game. Okay? I might not like it, but hey, guess what? I signed up for this, you know?
Yeah.
And on the subject of people coming in who don't understand that this is a testing environment, okay? I always, whenever I gift people like game packages or something like that, I do not lie to them. I said, you are gonna run into bugs right now, and some of them are gonna really piss you off because there's nothing we can do about that. You're testing it. It's in alpha, you know. And the only thing I would say to people before they get in this game is do your research. Okay. Don't go into this blind. It's almost any game anymore. Just do your research first.
Yeah.
You know, this is an alpha. Stuff is subject to change.
Yeah. You know, there's a hard pill to swallow with that, and I get it. I think Fastcart mentioned about the fact that it's difficult when you see a game, and I've mentioned this before. The more that Star Citizen progresses, and the more it visually gets better and mechanics get better, it will be very easy for some people to think that, oh, this game is ready to go. Now, back in the day when all they used to show on videos was all the glitches and bugs, you know, that's all people talked about was the game was buggy, it's not working, it's a scam. But now that we're seeing way less of that, if matter of fact, we're probably seeing less than 5% of that. And everything that people see now is the game in its glory, for lack of a better term. It's probably easy for people to think that this game is, you know, ready for showtime. Now, to your point, Spitfire, when you sign up for Star Citizen, there is this thing that says, and this is, I know this is painful, but it says that, as you said, things are subject to change. Some of us remember back when Tessa used to be in the game, and we used to get these missions from Tessa. This was missions way before the stuff we got now, and we enjoyed that. Tessa's been gone, for about 5 years, 6 years, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, at least.
And people still remember that mechanic in the game.
People want her to come back.
If you didn't want to do nothing but come play Tessa every day, or not every day, but once a week, you could do it and have fun. There were like 10 missions that were progressive that you had to knock out. And people still ask for Tessa. Hey, like you said, Fastcart, when are you going to bring Tessa back, right? But if you were around, you understand that's just one of those things that came and went. You guys remember when we were doing interdictions, and interdictions used to happen all the time. Then they disappeared and went. I mean, those things happen, and sometimes it's those things that we even like in the game. You know, they're not broken, but they have to change because there's something else that's being done. And I know that can be painful. Trust me, I get it. But again, I hate to say it, there is that little thing we click on that says this game is subject to change. And that's just what
I didn't read that. Where is that written?
You didn't read that?
You're lying. It ain't there.
Okay, well, it's there. Trust me. Go buy a ship today. You'll see it. Trust me. Okay. Yeah. Spitfire.
Give me some money.
Yeah, Spitfire. Thanks for your insight, man. Those were good words you shared, and and thanks for dropping in on the show. It's good and I saw your message about Thursday, so don't worry about it, buddy. We knew what was up. We know you're a hardworking man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
So, I have a comment. So I think this isn't bad for them. I think it just contributes to a lot of the misconception about Star Citizen. You have machinima that people put out, it looks great. You have commercials that TIG puts out, they look great. There's no bug in those. So I think that's part of the problem that can give people that this is a complete game and it's not an alpha. So I think that's part of the issue, misunderstanding is that they're so successful right now.
Yeah. By the way, ODC.
And I'm not saying that they shouldn't do that, but I'm just saying that yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to pick on ODZ today, but he put in a nice quote that I think he directed to you. He says, "But I think that white knight people like you are not considering my feelings and my need to complain about things that I know will occur in alpha. Have you ever thought about that?" That's what he's, I'm just teasing. He's not directing that at you. He's just being funny. You white knight.
I'm going to hold my tongue.
You white knight, you. Okay. Well, listen, again, guys, our chat is open. If you guys want to come in, and we're going to drop this next question, maybe you'll have something to say about this next. In fact, I guarantee you there's going to be somebody who's going to come in on question number 2. Are you ready for it, Fastcart?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Here's the question. Do backers increase the development time of Star Citizen by only playing the game and not testing the game? Now, let me elaborate on that, because we just mentioned a minute ago that just playing the game is a way of testing. But I'm talking about to the point of submitting tickets, going after bugs, things are glitchy. If we were to be more involved, could that possibly speed up the process of development? Or would development just be the way it is, no matter how many of us go submit stuff? Because there are people who say, hey, we've submitted tickets, and this certain thing isn't getting fixed.
Like Robert from
Robert listed some stuff that's been out there for years, right? And tickets that have been sitting for years but haven't been done. So do you think, and you give me your thoughts, Fastcart, do you think that if more players, now, a lot of times we'll see a bug, we get frustrated, I'm out of here, right? We log out, right? Do you think that if we were more engaged with that testing process, or even, let's just say, even more proactive in the sense of we log in with the intention of going to the reporting page, looking up bugs and confirming them? That's how I'm going to spend my day. I'm not going to spend my day trying to make $2 million hauling in my Caterpillar. I'm going to spend my day going in and seeing what bugs are up there that I can confirm to prioritize. Do you think that would have any impact, or do you think, probably not? What are your thoughts?
My thought is that, there comes a point of diminishing returns. Like, even if we had over 3 million accounts made. Say like 1 million of those were all submitting tickets, stuff like that. There would be no way for CID to keep up with that much.
Right.
So I don't know what is the happy medium in regard for that one, because they have say 740 employees total. Let's say like maybe 20 or so of those take a look at the ticket that's submitted. If you have like a million people submitting tickets, that'll create a whole new problem and say, stop, we have too many of you, stop. But I don't think that's the problem right now. The other problem is, say like you have, I want to say, maybe let's pick a number like 50,000 people submit tickets to try to improve the game.
Okay.
Out of 3 million. A lot of people submit bad info or don't know how to submit a ticket, even though they have an example of like, this is what we want you to submit. This is how we want you to submit it.
Yeah.
People ignore that and just say, this isn't working. Fix it.
Yeah.
So you had that issue too. I'm serious.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Do.
Yeah, they've talked about that. Yeah, they have talked about that. I think Ray from Ray. Go ahead.
So I was going to say, so to your question, do backers increase the development time by only playing and not testing? It's a toss-up, because if you that comes to a certain point where you have too many, and you have too many people sending bad info. So I don't know what the happy medium is for that.
Okay. All right. Well, look, we got Fist to Face. He's waiting in the green room. We're going to bring him down and get his thoughts on this. Fist, you there?
Yes. Hey,
how are you, man?
All right.
Good. Give us your thoughts.
Okay, I'm going to equate to this to doing a record, right? Okay. Got a song. You're doing a song with an artist. You got your team and everybody. You might bring in, couple other people, I guess you could say like, your A&Rs or whoever it is that you want to bring in to come and listen to the record. And, maybe sometimes they might bring in some input to the say, can you change this? Can you put this here, put this there, put this there? Cool. Right. And yes, the record can always improve, but at what point in time do you just say, you know what, the record is good? Leave it alone. That comes down to your artist and your management, right? So that's why I'm kind of equating it to that when I look at the question as to, do the backers slow it down? You could kind of say, yeah, some people might say, yeah, because, they want all these features and stuff like that, or they, the tickets and all that stuff. Now, if it's good features, now if it's good tickets that are telling you what the problem is, then okay, yeah, I mean, it definitely will help the game, but I don't think it will slow it down, because that still comes down to management. Because if you have good management, then I don't think it's slowing down the game.
Okay. So do you think, and I get the analogy that you're using, but the record ain't broke. There's a difference between improving, the record when you bring in other people into the recording scenario versus a situation where it's broke, where things aren't working. And so my question becomes, and to your point, fastcart mentioned, there's that point of diminishing returns, right? There's that point where after a certain point, you just got to say, okay, we got to move on, right? Because it's not, the input's not helping us. But in the sense of a game that's in development, I'm kind of curious to fastcart's point. I'm really curious as to how many people really, really take time to do tickets. I do them when I get in a mood to do them. I will tell you right off the bat, I don't do tickets just because I want to get in the game and do tickets. There have been times when I've just kind of said, let me go in here and look down the list and see if I can do a few of these. But in general, I'd probably say 30 to 40% of the time I run to a bug, I'll write up a ticket on it. 30 to 40%. So 3 to 4 times out of 10, I'll write up a ticket. The other times it's like, or I'll go look and see if or I might go see, is it already does somebody already posted? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, and I agree. I mean, there's some people who, as ODD said earlier, there's some people who just playing the game as a form of testing. That's their contribution to the thing. But I'm just wondering if we had more people who highlight it when I go to this bartender, their head is twisting around 360 degrees. If more people posted that, if more people posted toward those things, like this person who mentioned earlier about things that weren't working in the game, whether or not that would I'm not saying it would, I'm just presenting it as a question. Would it help CIG focus more and be more on point? Or would it just be, nope, we got 10 times as many on this particular subject, but we can't fix it because we still need to do such and such. Like fastcart said earlier, sometimes there's other parts of the development that prohibit other things from getting fixed, no matter how many tickets you put in. You know what I mean?
Right. And you're correct. I mean, I don't know programming development and stuff like that so much to that point. I mean, from what I've heard. Have you been
following this for 10 years like the rest of us, man?
Thankfully he has it. He's lucky. That's why he has no gray hair in his head.
Yeah, you're right. And that's a luxury that I have. So, I mean, being able to kind of come into this at the later tail end of the development of the game kind of spared me, like I said, the gray hairs that you guys have. And I can understand, like I said, I can understand that waiting period, for so long that you guys have been, like, oh man, we want. And I can understand it, to an extent. But at the same time, too, I'm kind of looking at it from other developments and saying, well, I'm because, like I said, us as gamers have been burnt so much. We have been burnt so much when it comes to games, and it's almost like it's becoming a norm where, like, okay, let's put out a game that's unfinished and we'll just fix it as we go.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Did you hear what he said? He said, you heard it here first, folks. Back in Star Citizen to turn you into an old man like me, Griffin.
He did say that, didn't he?
Did I? I inadvertently said that? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
look at you, Fats.
That's what we heard. That's what we heard. Okay.
Oh, wow.
No. Yeah, no,
hey,
it's good stuff. No, but thanks for sharing that, Fist. It's a good observation, because you're right. As they say, too many chefs in the kitchen can also mess up the stew, right? So,
mess up the stew, yeah.
There's a certain
of course.
point. And like fastcart said, point of diminishing returns, but there's a lot behind the scenes that we don't see, which is also makes it difficult. There are a lot of times we think that, as soon as we write something up, they should immediately fix it,
Yeah.
One last point. I think GoMap made it several times. A lot of stuff is they need server messing and to come into play before they can get to the other bugs that the people have submitted on the issue council. So, like you said, they're waiting for some of the technology to catch up before they can tackle it. Because, like Robert pointed to bugs that have been around for ages, years. So. Yeah, as soon as the server messaging comes out, hopefully they'll be able to knock out the other bugs that people have submitted.
It's good stuff. All right, Fist, thanks, man. We appreciate you as always.
You.
All right.
Always.
By the way, you guys, the music that you hear at the beginning of this show is provided by the folks at New Soul, which is Fist to Face and Pops in Space. They do amazing music, and they always come up with really cool stuff for our show. So y'all need to check them out. Check out New Soul, or you all catch up with Fist and Pops. They can help you out if you're thinking about doing some music. They do it for stuff other than this, so they're very good. Hence why he went to the record industry on us, y'all, because that's his love, that's his passion.
Yeah, thanks for explaining that, because there's like we know them for so long. It just it doesn't occur to me to explain it to a lot of folks. So yeah,
absolutely. Okay. Wow. Okay. So we just had one person who was interested in that particular one, but we've got another one. And this one, chat, we're going to need you guys input on. What are you going to say?
I do want to say, chat love these topics, and they're all contributing.
Yeah, I see they're rolling like
chat,
crazy.
So
I know, but y'all supposed to come in here and talk to us. Y'all talking on chat. Y'all supposed to come in and talk to us. Okay, you don't have to, but we love if you guys do come in and talk with us. So if you don't be scared. Don't be scared. Y'all come in and talk to us. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about this next one. Now we do need you guys input on this one. So because it's a little bit different question. So here we go. All right. Okay, so here's the question, and I got to read it, right, Fastcart? Did I have to read it? Okay.
Yeah, right.
All right. So we were having this conversation before in the past about how much will ships really cost in Star Citizen, right? I mean, what's going to be the real cost on them? Right now, we know they just got a number up there. It's a number that's reasonable that allows us to get in and test. You don't have to spend your whole life trying to get a certain ship, but you can acquire enough AUEC and you can get it. On the screen, what you see, on the left, there are two columns, and on the left, you're seeing what the estimated, these are roughly the correct numbers, of how much in real life U.S. Navy ships cost. So a U.S. Navy carrier runs at $13 billion. I think the Gerald Ford, I just got the price for that one, $13 billion. If you wanted a frigate, $8 billion, a submarine, $7 billion, a battleship, $4 billion, yada, yada. You can see down the list of all the different ships that's on the left side of those two columns. On the right side of the column, I tried to figure out which ships would probably equate to whatever those naval ships are. Now, I'm not doing this because I decided this out of my mind. Chris Roberts once used this as an example when he talked about the range of prices for ships. And he used naval ships as an example to say this is how much a battleship costs, this is how much an aircraft carrier costs. So we're going to kind of play a little bit with that. And what I want to know is, what do you think? And here's the question. What do you think will be the reasonable final price for buying ships in Star Citizen? In Star Citizen. Now, mind you, I know that the economy is not locked. I know that it's variable. It's going to change later. But let's just base it on how easy it is to make money right now. Let's just say if that's the way the economy stayed, okay? Y'all think about how much money y'all made when y'all was doing Jumptown and stuff and everything else. And I want you to tell me how much you think a ship will cost, okay? So I'm going to end up bringing...
jumping in.
Yeah, we've got some people who are in chat already, and we're going to try to plug those numbers in and see whether or not those numbers make sense. So we're going to... Fastcart, let me give you this, Fastcart. Right now in game, a Hammerhead goes for 12.4 million AUEC. Okay, that's what a Hammerhead goes for. So what I'm going to do, at least what I'm going to try to do, is I'm going to put in that amount, okay? All right, that's what I'm going to put in right now, all right? 12.4 mil for the Hammerhead. If you had to pick a ship on there, what would you think the price would be for, just pick any one of them that you think Star Citizen ship based upon that price? And look at the comparison price of what, ships cost in real life too.
Let me bring up a calculator real quick. So
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to bring in Admiral Kusanagi. Okay. And let's see what he has to say. Admiral, you there? I guess he's not there. Admiral Kusanagi? There he is.
Hey.
How are you?
Turn off the volume for YouTube.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You heard the question, right?
We could go over it again.
Okay. On the left side of the two columns are the price of naval ships in real life. The question is, how much do you think Star Citizen ships should cost when we finally, like, if based on the economy right now? So, like right now, a Hammerhead runs for 12.4 million. For some people, that's way too low. It's way underpriced. So my question is, what do you think? If you wanted to give me a number for that ship or any other ship, first of all, do you think the Hammerhead price is a good price?
No.
Okay.
I think it should be, much higher. Maybe not a Corvette, but certainly a gunboat level.
Okay. So give me what you think. And mind you, like I said, the numbers on the left are just for us to have something to go by. I'm not saying those should be the numbers, but I am saying, what do you think it should be? If it's not 12 million, what do you think is a reasonable amount of money that people should have to work for to get a Hammerhead in game?
Let's say between 250 and 300.
Whoa! Wow. Okay. We're going to plug in to Admiral's number there. He says 250 million. Okay. I'm going to take your lower number. Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Admiral. I'm going to bring you out, and I'm going to bring Pops in.
All right. Before Pop, I have one. So just on the math for the Corvette, what you said, the Corvette. So going from 704 million to 250 million. That's a. Oh wait, did I get that? Oh no, you said 704 million to 12.4 million. That's what you said. So that's a difference of 56. That's a ratio of 1 to 56. So by that math, the 67 million Gladius should be 1.1 million, and you know that's not the case at all.
Right.
So, so that's a bit off. So maybe for the Gladius, I wouldn't say maybe 2.5 or 2.5 million for the Gladius.
2.5 million for the Gladius. Okay, Fastcart's going with 2.5 million for the Gladius, y'all. All right, we're going to see whether or not that number holds up. These numbers are going to change, by the way. So just, don't worry about it. We're just going to, as we go through, we're going to change these numbers up. And we need you guys to jump in and give us your thoughts on this, okay? Let's bring Pops back because he's back in. I'm sure he's got one here. Pops, you there?
Yes.
Okay, you got a price up here for a ship that you're thinking about?
I'm gonna go with the Retaliator.
Okay, the Retaliator. All right.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna try to base this on what a bomber costs kind of nowadays.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to say it should be about 750 million.
Wow. So you're gonna put that over? You're gonna put that over a Corvette? I'm just asking.
Well, I'm just saying.
No, it's cool. I just want to know.
Yeah, I don't think the Corvette's priced at the right, but I'm just going to go with the Retaliator. The way that you can make money now in the game, which is extremely fast, especially with Jump Town and all of that. That these types of events that were going on, was it Xeno Threat and all of that. I know CIG wants us to get in the ships, go down there, buy them, get in them, get excited about them and all that. But I'm kind of thinking more realistically. Okay. Yeah, seven.
You're saying 700?
Yeah.
700 million?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to make a comment that I was thinking about. So J2R4 made a comment that if you take into account the UEC, the USD conversion rate, 900 years of inflation, and 900 years of inflation. That was the thought that I had initially had. So you got to count for inflation of 900 years too. But
Okay. All right. Now, mind you, Pops, I'm not barking too much about that argument because if you notice in real life, a B-2 bomber costs $2 billion.
Right.
Right. But that's because of his stealth technology and stuff too, right? Where a B-1B bomber which is moderate stealth. It's not as stealthy. Runs for 350 million. Okay.
But part of the problem is, like, a boat costs $100 by itself in one of those ships. So.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Okay. Right. But I just want to put some bearing on it. Now, again, these are just, we're just playing with numbers here, guys. So, right. We're not, nothing's written in stone, but we want to give you guys something to go on to start with.
Because my thing is, you like GoMap does say, and I have to feed off of GoMap again. Mm-hmm. You want to have the game to be fun, but not punishing to get there, which is why my price is a little, even I consider it a little low.
Okay.
Based on what you said about the billions. So we don't want the game to be punishing, but we do want it to be challenging to get there, to reach. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Well, that gives us something to start with, Pops. We're going to see if some other people agree or disagree. All right. Okay. Thank you, Pops.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pops.
All right. We've got Spitfire back. He's going to pick one of these ships for us, too. Hey, Spitfire.
Hey. Okay. Actually, I got a thought on this. I think at one point, and this has been a couple of years now, I think they actually said that a UEC credit is actually, wasn't it like $1,000 normal dollars or something like that?
No, it wasn't that much. There is a ratio. I forget what it is to the dollar. It is that, but right now they've talked about the fact of equating the real dollars to UEC, so that there's some type of relation. But I want to get rid of that. I don't want. That's why I didn't talk about real cost. I just want to say, if you're playing the game, how much money should you have to spend and time and effort, that's reasonable for a particular ship?
Can I make a comment? It's similar related. Like, I want to say 2015, Chris Roberts was doing one of the shows, a letter or a 10 for the chairman or something like that. Mm-hmm. He said, this is 2015, mind you, so things have changed obviously by now. That was 7 years ago. He said that he expects a player starting from scratch. It'll take them 2 weeks of playing the game to earn a constellation Andromeda. So that's what Chris Roberts said. But like I said, that was 2015. So as far as how much the time and effort, that should give you an idea of what he wanted back then.
Yeah. Let me go to something, and don't go anywhere, Spitfire. Admiral Kusanagi, I saw your comment, and I bounced this off of a few people last night when you mentioned about the Hammerhead not being a Corvette. Well, unfortunately, I didn't have anything to equate it to from a U.S. naval standpoint, which is why I threw it under that category of a Corvette. I vacillated between the Hammerhead and the Polaris. But of course, I don't have a price for the Polaris, so I didn't go with the Polaris. So I can change that to a heavy, gunship. That would be fine, but I don't know what that, and you've been in the military, so maybe you can tell me what that would equate to in the military, because I honestly don't know. And now see, J2 says here, the Hammerhead, Nautilus, Polaris, Perseus. And see, I put the Perseus down into a different category. What did I put that down as?
Littoral combat.
Oh, littoral combat ship. I kind of downgraded it. I didn't want to put it equal to a Polaris, J2. That's why I did that. Also, just to kind of have some bearing on it. And we don't know what that is in game either. But I hear you guys. Trust me. So, yeah. That's where we are with that. So if you guys want to come in and give us your thoughts on any of these numbers, we'd love to hear it, because we've still got some ships here to fill out. Spitfire, do you have any one of these ships that you do want to put a price tag on for how much it should be to work for it?
One of the things I think that's going to end up happening, okay, and this is going to be a broad sweep, okay, is I honestly think of what price we find now, of what we have now in game for like the Eclipse and all that stuff, we're probably going to have at least about a 5 times increase when the game comes out.
Okay.
That would be my guess.
Okay. So give me a ship up here that you want to tell me what it's going to run when we get a price.
Let me look here. What is the Eclipse right now?
The Eclipse, I don't know what it's running in game. Is the Eclipse in game? Are you able to get that in game? I don't even know.
I mean, it's not a ship I own, so I
own one, so I don't know if you can even get it in game. Can you rent it?
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can buy it at Loreville.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, this just used what we used as the Hammerhead as the place for a Hammerhead was 12 million. So how much do you think an Eclipse should run?
All right, right here. This is how much it is in game right now. 3.49 million UEC.
Okay. Is that a fair price?
I honestly think when the game comes out, this would run around 10 million, if I had to guess.
10 mil. Okay. 10 million. Let's put that in there for Spitfire. Alrighty. Boom. We got it in. We'll see if that number holds. Okay. All right, Spitfire.
Yeah.
Thank you much for that, buddy.
Hey, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We need some more numbers, y'all. Y'all got to give us some numbers here because we're not filling this out here. J2.
Yeah, I was
Listen, you guys are talking about stats and give us some prices.
I was just looking at the price for the end game for the Gladiators now, and they're about right for the calculation. If you divide it by 56.7, you get 1.1 mil, and it's currently 1.16. So you're on point for that conversion for that particular ship.
Okay. All right. Anybody else going to jump in? Nobody's jumping in. You guys are being shy today. Come on, jump into the chat. Where's that link at, Fastcart?
No, they're all talking in chat.
Yeah, I know they're talking in chat. We need y'all to come on to the show and talk. So Pops is saying the Javelin, 3.5 billion. Wow, that's a lot of money. All right, let me bring Pops back. Pops is coming back, y'all. Yeah. Okay, Pops, you there?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I didn't put the Javelin in because the Javelin is considered a destroyer.
Okay.
I mean, I did put it in. It's there. I should say I started not to put it in. The reason why though is because it's freaking bigger than the Idris. And so I don't know if that means anything because maybe the Idris should be more in cost, but a Javelin in game costs more than an Idris in game. Right? Javelin's what, $2,000? Idris is 1,300. So don't worry about the order that's on the screen. You tell me how much you think a Javelin should run.
Oh wow! I mean, if I mean, what is it, man? If I own one, I would think realistically. It's just like, I mean that ship should take someone from coming in with an Aurora to get, I think that ship should take you about maybe 4 to 5 years to get in that.
I don't disagree.
That's a lot of grinding, Pops. That's a lot of grinding. Oh my God.
But that ship is, I mean, I wish I could afford one, but I don't really have a purpose for one. 80 people, you have to minimum. I think that's 80 people is a minimum to run that ship.
I mean, Black Gaming agreed with you, Pops. Yeah, I don't think you're wrong about that either. If you're going from an Aurora and you want to get a Javelin,
Well, let's do a comparative, Fastcart, because you and I both played Eve, and if you wanted a Titan, it took a long time to build up to getting a Titan. I mean, I played the game for about 5 years, 4 or 5 years before I finally got to a point where I owned like a Nyx, right, the drone ship.
Okay.
And a Titan, you have to get blueprints, you got to get all the materials. It takes 3 months to build it.
And training can take like 6 months at least, minimum. And that's just for the ship and not the capital side weapons.
Right.
So,
Exactly. So I mean, is Pops crazy when he says 3 to 4 to 5 years to get a Javelin?
Can I say something as a gauge?
Yeah.
Here. And reasoning that it's got to be way up in the billions to get that ship, because you got to think about how much fuel cost is going to take to fill that ship. That ship probably will cost you millions at least. So it would be ridiculous to buy the ship for 5 and then to have to put $1 million worth of fuel in it. That just to me would not make sense. So I mean,
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So Pops, give us your number for a Javelin. We won't talk about how long it takes to get one. How much do you think it should cost? Now, mind you, I'm using the numbers that we've been given so far. You said a Retaliator is 700 million. a fast cart. We put a hammerhead at 250 million from Admiral Kusanagi. So now we moved up to a javelin, which is the biggest ship right now that we have access to. How much money do you think that should be?
It's got to be, to me, it's got to be 20 to 25 billion.
Billion? Wow.
Billion.
It's got to be.
Wow.
It's got to be. You got to think about the maintenance, the cost, the parts to put in it. It can't cost in the millions.
Well, okay.
You know,
okay.
It just, yeah.
Okay, Pop's got deep pockets. Pop's got deep
No,
pockets, y'all. He got deep
that's
pockets.
a money pit.
25
That's a
billion.
money pit.
No, I'm not disagreeing with Pop on this. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing.
Okay.
You have to have thousands of people to keep that ship running.
Okay.
If that's what you plan on doing.
Okay. All right, Pops. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
All right. I took the wrong person out. I put Fast Cart out the room. Lord Jesus. There we go. Hang on, Fast Cart. I'm bringing you back. Sorry about that, buddy. Okay. My mouse jumped too far. Okay. So,
what the?
all right. So, okay. In chat, we don't have anybody in the queue right now. So, chat, y'all got to spit some numbers out to us so we can fill out this sheet a little bit.
Oh, they happen.
Yeah.
That's what Pop said.
Yeah, I saw Pop.
Some of the others.
Big Black Gaming. You guys, what else you guys see? Come on, you guys.
He said 3.449, but he didn't say what ship that was for.
He didn't say which one. All right, there's the link right there, y'all. If y'all want to come and chat and give us your numbers, you all can do that. I'm trying to read the chat. Boy, so much stuff here to read.
Yeah, I mean, we're not complaining. We're just saying we just got to go through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to keep it coming.
Well, see, Pop said 3.5 billion at first. See, I'm gonna tell you guys something. $1 billion is a lot of money. $1 billion is a lot of money. Pops, I'm way more closer to your original number than that second number, because that second number, man, you'll be like 1 foot in the grave by the time you get.
I mean,
25 billion.
Okay. Griffin, you know,
if you collaborate.
You do that too, but you know that there are people who do what's called no life gaming.
True.
They do 16 hours a day gaming, and you know there will be people who can cut down on those time. I'm not saying I'm one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But there are those people who can do it. They will do that.
Okay, Adam's saying the Kraken. Now you know what, Adam? Let me say this ahead of time. I'm glad you specified for the Kraken, because the Kraken and a Bengal carrier are different ships, but I put the Kraken down because it's a carrier, if that makes any sense. But the Bengal is a military carrier. I mean, the Kraken's kind of a, I don't know, consumer branch carrier. So yeah. So it's difficult for me to even put them on the same level, but I just did it because it is a carrier. So thank you for saying that that's what you want a Kraken to be. Wow, 150 billion. You guys, man, what kind of pockets you guys got? Holy smoke.
No, they're not. They're not saying for them. But a lot, like me,
no,
particularly, we're not saying that dude. We want these ships. My biggest ship is the Endeavor and the Merchantman. Those are my biggest ship. Anything bigger than that is too much for me.
No,
so,
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the amount of money they're talking. Jeez, oh, Pete. He said, what did he say? What did he say?
150 billion for the Kraken.
150, Jesus Christ. 150 bill. All right.
Pop and Face says, I don't want the verse to be filled up with javelins. And that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you there. What else? You guys got any more numbers for us? Let's see.
Nah.
No.
Okay, I have a question. So, speaking of, okay, it's not in game, but a lot of these ships are in game. How much, Pops or anyone else, how much you think the Merchantman will be cost-wise in game? I mean, going from zero to hero, starting with a war, it'll probably take you 2 years, maybe to get a Merchantman. I don't know.
We'll see. I'm going to bring Big Black Gaming down. He's in the queue, and see what he has to say. Okay. BBG, you there? Oh, he's popping out. Okay. I guess he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't want to talk. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to talk. I don't know. If you do, BBG, just hit us in text and let us know if you did want to come in. I'm going to go for, wow. I'm going to go for, Man, you guys, these numbers you guys picked, man, I wasn't thinking that this was going to be that high.
If I'm a cheerleader on the B1 bomber is 350 million, and the Gladius is 67 million, the Merchantman, a cool 1 billion, one billion would it be maybe for a Merchantman?
1 billion. Okay, 1 billion for a Merchantman.
I know it's not on the chart.
No, but we could put it in there.
That's a ship that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, we can put it in there. Man, okay.
It popped at the BM to be 4 trillion.
Oh, right. All right, so 1 billion for the Merchantman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, we got some numbers there. I'm trying to see if there's any more numbers. Anybody's going to put any numbers in? No. You guys give us a number for how much you think the Idris should go for.
Give us a number for Vanguard on Saber.
Yeah, give us either the Vanguard, the Saber, or the Idris, because those are the ones that we're missing. And, well, the Perseus, too. Anybody got any numbers for any of those ships? All right, looks like BBG is back in the queue. And I'm going to see if
I don't think he got enough.
No, he did. He popped out. He just popped back in. So I'll bring him down. I'm to see. BBG, are you there? No. Okay.
BBG, testing.
Okay, he may be still trying to work on something. Let's see if he pops.
Can you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Okay, he popped out. He popped out. Okay, so he's trying to work on his audio.
I answered that question.
Okay. Let's see. What do people put in chat?
Oh yeah, this is a good topic, but yeah, people just don't want to come in to talk about it, but they all chatting about it in chat. So
yeah, BM should be 4 trillion. Okay, pops. Yeah, right. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So if we don't have any more numbers, I'm going to ask Fastcart to give me some numbers then. No problem, BBG.
Oh, see,
not a problem.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not familiar with a lot of these ships because I'm more of the industrial type person. So if you ask me like, go ahead.
Let's say this: they've put a Kraken at 150 billion. How much do you think an Idris should run?
150 billion. If a Kraken is 200 billion, billion.
Wow, you're gonna put the Idris over the Kraken, huh? I guess for military sake, maybe. Yeah.
Which one is bigger?
200. You guys, I mean, don't get me wrong. You guys know how much money $1 billion is? $1 billion. You know how long it will take you to make 1 billion?
No, we're saying dollars, but we're talking about UEC, right?
I'm talking UEC. Do you know how long it takes to make $1 billion? That's not 100 million.
That's how big these ships are.
No. Listen, most of the people that I know who've played Star Citizen have maybe hit about 100 million, maybe 200 million. Okay, maybe 200 million. Okay. Now that's 10 times that of money times 20. That's a lot of money. I mean, that's a lot of dough. You guys are, these numbers are high that you guys are picking.
I think people are basing it based on, okay, you said to take into account the current rate of how much money people can make now in game, right? So I think that they're just scaling it up for how big the ship is and stuff like that.
All right, I'm going to take it.
Okay, here's a question for you.
I'm going to take it.
How much would an 890 jump cost in game?
No, I'm not gonna say no crazy amount like that. Mine's gonna be in the hundreds of millions. I'm not gonna go to $1 billion. That's too much money.
No.
I think if you worked hard enough, actually, I'll say 890. That's what I'll say. I'll say 890.
See, you doing it?
No, wait. It's the difference between. Listen. I'm telling you, there are people who make $200 million in no time flat. I said 800 million. You all said $1 billion. $1 billion is, you said 20.
Oh wait,
20 billion.
$1 billion is only 110 million more than 890 million.
No. That's for 1 billion. Y'all said 20, 30 billion. That's a huge amount.
For the Merchantman.
Oh, no, I ain't talking about for the Merchantman. No, your Merchantman price was fine. I'm talking about 150. I'm talking about 150 billion for a Kraken. That's a lot of cheese.
We got someone in the queue.
Oh, we got somebody in the queue. Okay, it's Finn. Hey, Finn, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well.
Good. Hopefully you're going to give us some good numbers. I'm sure there'll be great numbers. What numbers have you got for us?
Yeah, so this is Adam from chat.
Okay, cool.
I just wanted to kind of like talk about the billion number, right? So like these big ships are org ships. They're not they're not solo ships, right? So like 150 billion for a good sized org to get a large ship isn't going to be a problem.
If the org combines. Yep, I agree. Yep.
Yeah, and it's also just kind of hard to answer too, right? Because there's no balance with price right now. You know, so it's like,
yeah, we're just having fun.
I can
Don't
fill
worry.
a Kraken for $1, but I can buy it for 100, right? Like,
yeah. But again, this is all for fun, and that is a disclaimer on this. So give me what you think. Give me the number you think for Idris or the Perseus or whatever. What number do you think would be if you worked for it based on how things are right now?
I'm going to say triple digit billion. I don't know what that looks like, right? I think it's going to start at 100. And I think because they are military ships, it's going to increase the price.
Okay. All right. That's cool. And in light of that, somebody submitted 150 for a Bingle or Bingle, we'll never get that one. But let's just say they're saying the Kraken's at 150. I wouldn't be surprised at that number that you quoted for the Idris. At least I wouldn't be surprised at that. And like you said, that's going to be a collaborative effort when people are trying to acquire that type of ship, right? Unless you just want to be a maniac.
That one person,
unless you're going to be that maniac. Yeah, you're going to be that maniac and says, "Hey, I did it all by myself," which that could happen, right? That could happen, right? You got any other ones, Adam, that you think might be a good one? Something like the Vanguard. What about the Vanguard heavy fighter?
I have 25 mil, I'd say, probably around there.
Okay. Now, 25. Okay. Yeah. Because if we're putting it the Gladius here for a heavy, I could buy that for $1. Well, pardon the expression.
Oh, you wish.
I guess it depends on your variant too, right? So that price will flux quite a bit.
Yep. Okay, very cool.
No, I think we're talking about the Vanguard water and the base. Well, yeah.
Okay. No, that's very cool. All right, and we're gonna let you close out this segment for us. What about the Perseus?
That's a ship I'm not familiar with, so I had no clue. But go ahead.
Yeah, smaller than a Polaris, bigger than a Hammerhead, right, or somewhere around there.
What did we put the Hammerhead at?
The Hammerhead, they got it 250 right now.
I think that's fair. I think the Perseus is going to be, I would say double that, right? I mean,
okay.
It is, and that's the big missile boat, right?
I wrestled with the Perseus and the Polaris because the Perseus is a smaller version to it. You just got the big size 7 gun on it, but the freaking Polaris has got those size 12 torpedoes. I think they're size 12s, 10s or 12s. Right. And it's bigger.
Okay, so
it's bigger.
In chat, someone is asking about the Hammerhead. In game, the Hammerhead right now is 12.5 million.
That's what we started at. We said that, and again, for those of you who may have missed it, we quoted that price when we started, and we said that's what it is. But do we think that will be the real price for it once we're actually buying them in game for real? Because those numbers are just there so that we can acquire them, so we can test. But when you got to really work for these ships, we're asking, what do you think the numbers will be at that point? What would be a fair number for the ships? And so you're saying for the Perseus, Adam, what are you shooting for that one?
I think, it's got to be more than 250, right? So I'd put it around 350 probably.
350? Okay.
Just based on size.
Okay. And function. All right. We got it just about filled out there. Adam, thanks for dropping in, man. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks for stopping.
Thank you, guys.
Come back anytime, bro.
Yeah, Big Black Gaming. You said I asked me about the measurement. That's why you got the measurement at the bottom on the left. Yeah, I said 1 billion for the measurement, and Griffin said 890 for the 890. 890 million for the 890.
Yeah. That's just because I had to pick a number because fastcart asked me to. Okay, so we're going to take on our last subject right now. Thanks, guys, for all the input on this. Yeah.
By the way, you can't get away from this subject without me saying at least. I like big ships and I cannot lie.
Oh, God. Yeah, I should have known you were going to go there. I don't know why I didn't think you were going to go there on me. Okay, let's tackle this last question that we have.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is kind of a different kind of question, and we're going outside of the whole Star Citizen realm. But I'm going to throw this question out there to you guys, and then we want to get your input on it, okay? All right. The topic is making money in the metaverse, okay? And there are a lot of ways that people are making money with this whole thing now with the metaverse. You guys know the term has just become this way overly used term, even though we know it's been around for a while. But people are making money doing NFTs. People are producing games now with these things where they're saying it's going to be the next generation of gaming. It's going to be the Matrix. It's going to be Ready Player One. It's going to be the future of gaming. Yeah. My question to you is that all talk? Is it that we're reaching the place where that talk is now can become a reality? What are the concerns about the metaverse? Do you have any concerns about what the metaverse is or could be or has been? Your thoughts about people profiting or making money by investing? Those are the questions that we're kind of tossing out here right now. So about this whole thing about making money in the metaverse. So FC, I'm going to start with you. You got any thoughts about these folks who are trying to make money in the metaverse?
When I first saw the topic, the first thing that came to mind was Star Atlas, because that's I want to say the biggest one after Star Citizen. I'm not saying Elite Dangerous is big. I'm talking about when it comes to like the NFT of that. There's a lot of comparison between Star Atlas and Star Citizen, partly because they both have the name Star in the name, obviously. So I think they're trying to capitalize on that. And also they brought a lot of concept artists and developers from Star Citizen into Star Atlas. So a lot of stuff is looking Star Citizen E as far as ship design goes. But I think the number one issue with them is that they don't have Chris Roberts' name or the same gravitas that Chris Roberts had, or the same history that he had, because he had darn near 20 years, over 20 years of gaming experience. Like even before Wing Commander, he was doing games, but the Wing Commander was just his big hit at the time. So none of the other people that are coming up have quite that same name, so it's hard to. I don't want to say take them seriously, but have the same amount of confidence in what they're doing compared to Star Citizen, at least for me.
True, but Star Citizen isn't making money in the metaverse per se. You know, like you said, Star Atlas is introducing this thing about being able to make money. I mean, the whole thing of, we talk about the perfect scenario for gamers is to be able to play games and make money at the same time, right? So to your point, Star Citizen, like you said, they're kind of building on that and taking it to that next level. Do you have any, do you see the pros and cons to that? Are there goods and bads to it to you? Or, is it just that we're going to the next level? Are we really going to the next level of gaming with that?
I don't think we're there yet. Maybe another 10 and 15 years, maybe. I don't think we're there right now. But
boomer. That's because you're a boomer. That's all.
Really? No.
Old man. No, don't want no progress.
I did read the book and I did watch the movie Ready Player One, and there are they have an interesting take on people making money or living off of the stuff they do in the game. Like what's that game? Second Life did that. I mean, and that was 20-something years ago.
Right.
They were already doing that, and to a big deal, and to many people could make a living off of doing that in Second Life. So people want to continue that. Then you have esports where people play combat games for money and try to make a living there, but that's very limited as far as like breaking into it and having success. I think that people they want to do it for something like the everyday person can try to do. Like, can they stay at home and just play games and make a living and pay rent and buy food? Some months you're real, some months you won't.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's look. We got Pops, and I'm sure Chat's got some things to think about this. Let's bring Pops in. Let's get his thoughts on it, and we'll keep it going. Pops, you there?
Yes.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about this? Are we reaching a place where gaming is, moving into a new phase where, this idea of not just games being next generation, but the fact that people are able to, like fastcart said, be home, play a game, and you're making money? Or is there some negatives to that? Either way, positives, negatives, any thoughts on it?
Okay. It's a new thing. I understand that. It's great. But I came to play Star Citizen, first of all, because it was the game concept of it, the depth of it is great. But what keeps me to coming to Star Citizen is the community, the people, the friends that I have. I'm going to be a little blunt here. I don't want to play a game with a bunch of people that's sitting there looking up at the ticker tape, going across. My ship just went up over here. Oh, wow, it's dropping down. Oh, no, I don't want my grandkids' college funds being exploded in space. I want to go in, get blown up sometimes. And I mean, I know I'm exaggerating. I know the price of the ship depends on a lot of things, but I don't want people sitting there playing the game with me, looking at the ticker tape on their ship, saying how much it's worth today, and it just dropped. And I want to play a game with people that want to play a game. So
what you're saying is you don't want the New York stock exchange in game, basically. What I'm saying, it's say, the price change, sell.
Yeah,
buy,
exactly.
buy.
We trying to explore. I'm not trying to sit there with the ticker tape going across.
Right.
I
just had a bad image of someone losing someone funny. They jump out the window. Oh my god!
Exactly. We're sitting in the game.
That'd be a negative.
We're sitting in the game like, yo, man, come on, let's go over here. He's like, wait a minute, no, my ship price just bottomed out. I'm like, oh my goodness, no.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
But here's the question. Here's my question to you, Pop. Do you think that's where we're heading?
I hope not. I wish they found another avenue.
But I don't mean hope. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Now, I wish it didn't come in the game, and I wish this didn't.
Let me touch on something here, because Adam's saying that he'd love to see economy in Star Citizen, and I don't think we're talking. At least Adam, if we're talking about the same thing, there is going to be economy in Star Citizen. There is going to be, we've got the what's the name of that place called? Not the job well, but the other place, where there are the ticker tapes and all that stuff, because we're trading commodities and resources. That stuff in game, we're cool with that. I think Pops is saying when the real world crosses into the gaming world, and you've got people who, when you're trying to focus in on the game, they're complaining because their ship lost value last week in the real world, and those things start to cross each other. I think he's saying he wants to stay in the game world, not have that type of thing interfere with that. Let's pull Pops. I'm gonna let you go. We're gonna get Admiral Kusanagi in, because he's
take care, Pop. Thank you.
He's waiting. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. All right, let's bring Admiral Kusanagi in. Okay, Admiral, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's funny because you look at games like WoW, and people would gold farm, and people would even make money, creating companies, trying to get people to use their site to give them cash for gold. And today, we're looking at NFTs, similar to like fastcart was saying, like regarding, reading that novel and looking at Ready Player One. It's like, well, if you could you read a book, by the time you read that book and it's been out for a year or so, it's already out of date. So, you think that, okay, well, maybe this thing might come out in 5 years. Well, by the time you see it, maybe you're already at the 5th year, and you're actually don't actually realize that it's actually happening right then and there.
Yeah.
In terms of,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So, certainly I've known somebody in the Soul Citizens community who's told me that they paid off their college education with Bitcoin. And is someone still paying off their college education? It's just like, well, I wouldn't mind being able to pay off my college education right now. It's just interesting to see how people are using other forms of currency and mannerisms of creating currency, like streamers who have quit their jobs and now just do Twitch and maybe just do Star Citizen or other things. My concern is, do they get like stuck in that career for the rest of their lives? Like, how do I put that on a resume where I played video games for 10 years and now I'm looking to do something different, and then try to get something that actually pays health insurance. So I think, and then certainly retirement, because I mean, I guess you could play games till you're 85 or whatever, but no one wants to be doing that because they need a living.
Yeah.
My worry about all this is that people may, make a mistake and they lose their house, or they lose something of value to them that they weren't expecting to lose. So I don't know if you noticed, but Bitcoin had a big drop back in early January. I forget how much they lost exactly, but the market was crashing for Bitcoin, so a lot of people lost money. It seemed to me like if people are going to be into doing that, I think there need to be some kind of investing seminar or class or something like that, because if you get people, the everyday Joe or Jane, coming in and checking it out and not knowing what they're doing, and then when something goes wrong, they say, "Oh, well, what happened?" And I lost all this money doing this, because a lot of people don't think about. They always think about like hitting the lottery, for instance. Like they never say, "Oh, I'm going to be doing it for the next 20 years and never win." They always think like, "Oh, I'm going to be the next big thing." So I think that maybe some education or a seminar to help people along in the aspect may help, but I don't know.
Well, you bring up a good point, fastcart, because it's like, how do many kids in high school think they're going to get rich, when they get older? It's like, well, the football and basketball. But at the same time, like, why don't high schools have business classes? Like, why aren't there like economics classes, not just in college, but in high school, 9 through 12? This would get kids much more developed into how to save, how to even like get into the stock market early, which would make them millions if they got into it in their late teens. They would actually be doing far better than someone getting in and to start saving for retirement in their mid-20s when they get like an okay job, and probably 30 or 35 when they actually really get something decent.
Well, to your point, Admiral, there's reasons why those things don't happen. They do teach economics in high school and things.
So not my day. I'm just saying, yeah.
Yeah, but what school is designed to do now is for many people is to get a job. It's not about being self-sufficient, self-reliant per se, learning about things where you can move into that position. But the system is designed for people to get a degree to go work for somebody. It's not even designed for you to go work for yourself. You know what I mean? That usually comes from within the people that they choose to make that decision, but it's not very well promoted within the education system. And to your point, fastcart, yeah, it would be good to say, well, they could have classes and stuff, but they do have classes. But this is investing. And investing is a proactive, just like when you get into Star Citizen, we talk about you got to read the small print. When you go into Bitcoin, you better read the small print. You better find out what it's about. You better pay attention, do your homework, do your research, and say, what happened when I look back 3 weeks, 6 months, a year? How's this market been moving? Talk to some people who have been doing it, who can tell you, here's some things to look out for. But it's like any other investment. Bitcoin's no different than any other investment, is my point. If if you don't do your homework, and just like you were mentioning, there are some people who do enter these things because they hear the success stories, but they don't hear about the failures. And so they think that, oh, I'm going to buy some Bitcoin and I'm going to be rich. Now, let me lead this into what the whole point of this question was. It was about people making money because of things such as talking about NFTs, talking about, oh, this game is next generation or the future of gaming. There are people who one guy did NFTs, he made $70 million. In January, there were two guys that did NFTs who made $1.1 million. But then the next month they got arrested for wire fraud because they weren't delivering. They said they were going to deliver this to a game and they didn't, and people reported them. And now these are two young men, 20 years old, who are now being accused of wire fraud now because they were going to take the money and run. And my question is, what are some of the concerns as well as the possibilities? That's why I asked, are we at that threshold of gaming moving into a new space? Or are we at a threshold of something that maybe more detrimental to gaming as well? And that's the thing that I'm thinking about.
This may be my age. I'm thinking more detrimental, but hopefully I'm wrong. What about you, Kusanagi?
I would like to be optimistic about this, but it's kind of like when the U.S. went from the gold standard to whatever standard we have now that just like has speculation running the gambit for, you know, stocks. Like you'll have a stock that like GE, super cheap stock. They make so much stuff. It's crazy, and no one cares because it's not like the hyped stock. And you'll have like, you know, Tesla, which probably makes like a quarter of the amount of cars or even less than that, and they're like $1,000 a stock. It's just like, oh, because it's the future. I'm like, well, if it's the future, you're probably gonna be dead before it even gets that high anyways. So, but with NFTs, like this is like crazy money. But like also Bitcoin is like, it's just kind of like following Bitcoin because Bitcoin was like 50K. You know, if you had like one Bitcoin, it was like $50,000. And like what fastcart said, it actually went like it cut because of Ukraine. The price of it cut in half, and now it's on the way up again. So it's just like, you know, and there are people, there are economic, you know, economic people thinking like, oh, it could be like, you know, $400,000 for one Bitcoin in like 5 years or 10 years. It's like, well, how do you, like, okay, what's the value of a dollar then? Like, if we're going to this digital currencies that we're putting faith in, then, and if like, is a dollar worth like nothing then? If like this piece of digital artwork is worth $400,000, like is that just where the dollar's going? So, and like I know like there are countries trying to make their dollar into a digital coin of some type, like China and stuff like that, and the U.S. is kind of maybe talking about it, but yeah, with the NFTs, I'm just not sure because I mean, I could hack your computer and just like either steal your stuff because it's digital, or I could just wipe it and then like maybe I had like, you know, something that was similar. Like you had, it's kind of like baseball. You know, it's like baseball trading. Like if you had like a good deck and I had a good deck, but I burned your deck to the ground, and then now I have the deck, and it's just so weird.
There are a lot of things out there, like anything with investing and money and everything. There's always going to be somebody out there who's trying to find a way to get over, manipulate the system, use the system. The blockchain is in many ways a fairly secure system, but there have been people who have found ways even now to go in and wash and clean and untrack money. And so there have to be some type of safeguards that are there. I just worry.
And you don't want to be that person who tosses out your PC and forget that your Bitcoin, your digital currency is on your hard drive,
which they tell you not to do. Which they tell you not to do. Okay, they tell you do not keep it in any digital format.
And then you have to go into the junkyard to try to find your PC.
Oh my God, yeah, that guy who couldn't find his stuff.
Yeah. So here's my thing. We're going to close out this topic. Thank you, Admiral,
Thanks, guys.
for what you shared. That's good stuff. You know, what I do want to say is this. I worry about what money brings to anything. I don't care what it is. Money obviously is a tool that can be used for good. It can help people, as Admiral mentioned. You know, some people pay for their college. They're able to support their family. But money also brings a whole nother thing with it as well that's much more on the darker side. So I think we have to be really vigilant as we see things moving in that direction to stay on top of it. Because if we're not careful, we may find that something that we really enjoy, like gaming, may end up becoming, for lack of a better term, kind of brought into a whole different space that we don't want it to be. But I think it can be. Do I want to sit at home and play games and make money? I don't know. I don't know. It sounds like a great scenario. No. Let me finish. It sounds good, but quite often there are things that you find out in the long run maybe aren't worth it. You know what I'm saying? The question becomes, for that, all that good that I may get, is there a ton of bad that comes with it? You know, and I worry about that. I do worry about that because money has a way to change people and change things. And quite often it's more the negative than the positive. So let's just hope that gamers will stay on top of it, and we'll keep up with it. You know, like you said, Fastcart, it may be that next generation of where we go, you know, but we have to be really, you know, sensitive and careful about it. I don't think we should just get excited because we hear money, because unfortunately it's not the regular people that usually benefit. It's other people that benefit when you bring money in, and it's not the common person. So, okay. We're going to wrap that up on that. Yeah, I know I'm a boomer. I am a boomer. All right. But we're going to wrap that up. Hey, listen, we really appreciate you guys being here today and all the comments and information you guys shared. We know it's a little different today. And so we're going to try to keep the show different. We're going to do different things and have conversations, but we do want to encourage you guys to come in. For those who came in and hung out with us today, we truly appreciate you guys sharing with us.
Thank you.
BBG, get that audio together, because you always have good stuff to share, and we would love to hear you on the show. And thanks again to those who donated today, those who became members of our channel. If you want to become a member of our channel, there are some cool perks that you get, but you get some weird stuff too. But you do get some cool things. You get to see our shows a little earlier than everybody else too. And we send out little monthly updates on what's going on and what Soul Citizens is going to be doing. Thank you. Oh wow, Arrow MC, thank you. He gave us the British pound, my friend. He gave us the euro.
Yeah,
that's great. Thank you. Listen,
we're Griffin, we're global, baby.
We're global. Yeah, we're global. All right, we're really around the world. Listen, tomorrow we are doing a show entitled Firepower. For those of you who want to know more about ships that are bigger than the Idris, and that's both UEE and Vandal ships. So as you can see on the screen, ships like the Perseus, the Javelin, the Bengal Carrier, and what's the name of that big ship, Fastcart? Do you remember?
Big ship?
Yeah.
Oh,
what's the name of that one? What's the reference? See if you remember.
Yeah, put me on the spot.
That's okay.
I will think about it.
I know. I always have to think about it too.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Retribution. I always have to think about it too. I can always think of the Vandal Kingship, but I can never think of the Retribution. I don't know why that is.
My favorite Vandal probably is the Driller.
The Driller. Yeah, we're going to be talking about the Driller tomorrow too. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, tomorrow that's going to be our show. And Fastcart, tell them about what's going on Thursday. What we got happening Thursday?
Thursday, we have a regular show called Soul Talk, where we talk to members of the Star Citizen community. Generally, we talk about ISC or Star Citizen Live and what's going on that week on this week in Star Citizen. So yeah, check us out. That's at 10 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. UTC, Thursday, Friday. So check us out there, and it's on YouTube. So this channel right here that you're watching right now.
Absolutely. All right. Well, from all the Soul Citizens, thank you guys so much again for being here today. And hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow, or if not, next week, next Thursday, next Saturday. And until then, as always, we tell you guys peace, love, and soul. Take care.